name's James Trupany, and join me on our epic, well, maybe not as epic as normal. Everyone's tired, they need a break. They've had 3 days off, it wasn't long enough apparently. It's Christy, how you doing, Mom?
I'm doing okay. It's really hot here again. I've been to work. I had my father visit yesterday, so I had to rush all the matches today. And the singles matches were good.
Yeah, it was worth rushing, to be honest with you. I must admit, I was on holiday today. I went guitar hunting. If you've been following my Instagram channel, you'll know that I've been hunting for a new guitar, and I found one, and that'll be on a mini documentary on my YouTube channel soon because Erin Coburn, the famous really really good guitar player, told me I should, and I do what better guitar players tell me to do. But anyway, so I went and I was watching it in my hotel room at 6 o'clock this morning because I had a big day of driving today, and I was like, this is pleasant. This is slow moving. It's the kind of thing you can appreciate at 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't really appreciate it if you're awake and you want to go. It was steady, and it happened, and we're there, and that's good. I have news though, news from the occult, if you will. You remember I told you about Mayo winning the GAA Gaelic Football All-Ireland Championship on the last episode of Today Act?
Vaguely, yes.
Yes. So, I saw a reel this week, and there is lore behind that. The last time they won it was in the I think it was 1962. And apparently, when they were coming home from their great victory, they were very noisy and boisterous, as you'd imagine if they hadn't won it for a long time previous to that. And they happened to go past a gypsy funeral at the time, and one of the gypsy families didn't think they were sufficiently respectful to the funeral because of their boisterous ways. And she cursed them and said, "You will never win another GAA All-Ireland Championship until all of you are dead." And funnily enough, the last surviving member of that Mayo team passed away in April.
Wow, that's kind of bleak and dark.
I just thought it was interesting. But there you go. I got a more fun story to tell you if you'd like me to share that one.
Let's lighten the mood.
Yeah, so I was one of the reels that popped up on my reel feed this morning after I was watching the wrestling and trying to wake up was from one of the early G1 Climaxes. I think it was the first one. And it was a match between Steve Austin and Arn Anderson. And it was really good. It was like one of the best Steve Austin matches and the best Arn Anderson matches I'd ever seen. I only saw the 3 minutes highlights, obviously only saw the good bits. And then I remembered a shoot story from Steve Austin, which highlighted how good it was because Arn Anderson had got blind drunk the night before. And he was wrestling with a massive hangover. Because he was losing and didn't care. So there you go. But it's
Sounds
a good
like
match.
A wrestler.
Yeah. It's not the most wrestler story.
This is like the Great O'Khan times 10.
Yes. Except Arn's a far more talented wrestler than Great O'Khan ever will be. And could go apparently on minimal sleep and heavy alcoholic intake. It's the most 80s wrestler story ever, I think, possibly. However, let us talk to some 2020 wrestlers, some 30 years hence, who were in Yuto, Osaka, Japan, 2025. This has been a drawing tour. Everyone turned up, metaphorically speaking, on this particular show. Yes, Hinari.
Well, not everyone.
Hinari and Jacob Austin Young defeated Daisai Nakahara and Toru Yano. Young Nakahara's got a bit of vim and vigor about him, hasn't he? That's about all I can say about this match because it was not good. What did you think?
About the match I didn't watch?
Yeah, of course you wouldn't. Yeah, how about Nakahara's vim and vigor? How's about that? There we go.
He tries really, really hard, and I appreciate him.
You are such a positive human being.
Well, yeah, the poor dude is stuck in a match with Toriano and Anare. We better be kind to him.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Next up, Aaron.
Its role model is Toriano right now.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, morally, from a kayfabe point of view, I'm sure
No, from a kayfabe, morally, it cheats constantly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I hadn't finished the sentence. You didn't let me chance, did you? I said morally that might be dubious from a kayfabe point of view. However, he does know a lot about the wrestling industry. See, let me finish the sentence first. You just assume I'm going to say bad things.
Yeah, I just don't trust you.
Why don't you trust me?
Because you have bad taste. You dislike Jake Lee and Jacob Austin Young. Like, how could you?
I don't dislike Jacob Austin Young. I just found his previous babyface incarnation hilarious for all the wrong reasons. I don't mind Jacob Austin Young, except he's not horrible or anything, and he's in United Empire. That's not his fault. You go what he said.
Praise. He's not horrible or anything.
Yeah, but that's kayfabe and being a fan thing, not necessarily a taste thing.
I know, and I'm responding to your kayfabe fan reactions with my kayfabe fan reactions. I do like them, and you're wrong.
Okay. Well, we'll have to agree to disagree, or this podcast will take a very long period of time. We were trying to get it under 2 hours today, but here we are. Already, we've decided, and we started arguing. Not going well. Let us move on then, shall we?
Yes. No. No.
No. Go on then. What's next?
Well, we're arguing, so I'm disagreeing with you for the sake of it.
Okay. Well, I want to stay on this match then, and I'll talk about Jacob Austin Young's shortcomings.
Don't call him short. That's rude.
His penmanship is atrocious. Shall we move on now?
I guess.
Okay. Aaron Wolf and Tatsuya Matsumoto defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yuya Uemura 5 minutes and 5 seconds. This was better. I like this. This was good. I love Aaron Wolf's elbow drop. It's just beautiful. It's a glorious thing. I think it's the best thing he does, which is a bit wrong considering he's a world-class athlete. But his elbow drop, it's like, oh god, look at that. Dusty Rhodes would be so happy with that. It's just like, boom, beautiful.
You're like, he falls so nicely.
He does. All he has to do is literally fall on his side. That's the in a graceful manner and not hurt himself, and he does that beautifully well. It's just a thing of glory, in my opinion. But yeah, it's good. What did you think of this match? Considering we're picking out small victories for everybody.
This match, and I think that's going to be the story for the singles match as well, just felt very beautiful arm drags versus Wolf trying to launch someone out of their shoes. And I like that. Yeah. I like that Aaron Wolf is the judo guy, but Yuya makes everything look prettier. So I prefer his takes on it. Which is very wrong, I know, but still.
I saw a card from the 1960s. AJ Wrestling, who does AJF Wrestling, who he does the history. His channel's all about history on Twitter and on Blue Sky. And it started with this card finished with Leon Aris and I can't remember the name of the other person, but the tag against the Royal Brothers, which would have been a riot. But it opened with Roy St. Clair versus Billy Owls, and Billy Owls is kind of like what Gabe Kidd is today, only much more violent.
Unfortunately,
given it was the 1960s and like the era he was in, and he was in the opening match with Roy St. Clair, so like the biggest heel in British wrestling at the time versus Roy St. Clair in the opening match is saying something about the way things are going forward. And the reason why I brought that up is just like, that was the opposite of what that is. But it is like Aaron Wolf and Yuya Uemura it is kind of in that realm of like violent person, but in a controlled way versus beauty and glory and for the love of the game, pure wrestling. And I find that attractive myself as a fan. Not sure everybody else is.
We all have our kinks, It's fine.
Yeah. What can you What do you think? Do you think you're going to enjoy it, or how is Mr. Wolf landing with you at the moment?
Wolf is still very medium to medium rare. He's kind of bland for me as of now.
Yeah.
Because of course his main attraction is his judo background, which does nothing for me. Like impressive, but I'm not excited about it. Or the fact that he's a national hero and I am not Japanese. So
No.
unless he shows me something as a wrestler, I'm not really interested. However, I do think that he has a certain knack for getting the audience involved, which is funny because he doesn't really do much. He's not very over the top. Like even Yuya is more outspoken and out there as a wrestler, which is saying a lot because Yuya, out of the new generation, is probably the one with the most mellow personality. Like
I would think so.
even Ren is very big on the heel stuff and very a lot of expressions and stuff, even though he doesn't say much and he doesn't express much. So Wolf and Oleg are very similar to me, though I think Wolf has the knack for the showmanship a bit more than Oleg does, and Oleg has more of the wrestling so far. So they're even. They even each other out.
Fair enough then. Let us move on. Unbound Company. Gedo and Oscar defeated Unbound Company, Daikini Guy and Drill Maloney in 5 minutes and 22 seconds. This was an intriguing matchup. Obviously, Drill Maloney is not very tall, and Oscar is. There's the starting point. So the stare downs were hilarious. Daikini Guy, as usual, as he's done all this tour, tried his socks off to getting this match to go. And he's speaking of poor role model choices, the Dynamite Headbutt is not a long-term choice for a successful career. But he keeps trying, and I'm guessing on the night of the finals he's going to land it, and that's his story. And his story today was, again, he took too long, and Gedo got up, and that was all she wrote. But it's fun. I like it, and I like Driller, and I like Oscar. I think Gedo's Gedo. He is what he is, and he does the things he needs to do, and he probably does it better than anyone else because he's been at this longer than anyone else. 30 years this business. What did you think of this one?
Well, at least Gedo did something this match.
Yeah. He had a workout. He worked to sweat up.
Wrestled.
Yeah.
He did something. So yeah. So that was one of my comments. Gedo is wrestling? Question mark? Which is good. And Drilla did I saw the backstage comments for this, or at least I saw the tweet talking about the backstage comments, which had some quotes from the backstage comments. And Drilla apparently goes, "I know I'm short, but you're still my baby brother." Something along those lines. I don't think it is an awe. I think it's I am your senior, I am better and more experienced, and I'm going to beat you up. That felt like the implication for me.
I would think so as well.
So yeah, this was fun. I look forward to seeing what Oscar and Drilla do, because high jokes are my thing, and I hope they lean into it.
Yeah. Air in a box. Yeah. Stand on the middle row. That's do the thing. Yeah. Last of the tag matches. Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Dicto to go and Ren Narita in 7 minutes and 1 second. And it was a wrestling match to start with. There was actual proper chain wrestling and such. And then it kind of descended into what you'd expect. Hartley pinning Dick Togo to take the win. It's fine. I'm looking forward to Zack Sabre Jr. in this Ren Narita. If we get Zack Sabre Jr. versus this Ren Narita. But the hijinks have been toned down, not just for Sanada, but also Narita. There have been hijinks, and he's won matches with hijinks. But generally speaking, you get to see the match first, which has been a plus for me. What do you think, Christy?
Yeah, I enjoyed this match, but mostly because Hartley and Zack were having fun. and Zach was
Yeah.
talking to Zach nonstop. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? Like, that's the question. Why is Ren the way he is? And there was this very cute moment where a Japanese fan goes, Zaku, and he goes, arigato. And then the crowd laughs. And those are the moments I enjoy about these G1 pre-matches, because it's not serious, and they have
No.
a bit more fun than they do in the singles matches. And especially once they get to the smaller venues and on the shows that aren't huge, they usually let go a bit more. And as much as I love my 30-minute blood curling, main event matches, I do also love watching wrestlers have a giggle.
Yes.
Literally or metaphorically. So, yeah, this was fun.
A fluff piece of a wrestling match, if you will.
That sounds wrong, but
Yes.
yes.
That was why I said it. Speaking of House of Torture, notable by his absence on this tour is the man himself, the legend that is Yujiro Takahashi. Yujiro Takahashi is having a main event run in CMLL right now. That's the reason why he's not on this tour. Yeah,
Deserved.
yeah, he's in Guadalajara tonight.
He's having a run because his match with Shota was also great.
He is. Well, he is a legend in his own lifetime, and appeared on the CMLL chat show the other day wearing a suit. Hasn't worn a suit for G1 press conferences, as he pointed out, in the last 20 years, but he wore one for CMLL. He's taking this run seriously. Getting down to business of some lucha. There you go. We get on to block action next. A match I didn't see because it had Jake Lee in it. Oleg Bolton defeated Jake Lee in 10 minutes and 18 seconds. I will have to say, as though I didn't watch it, I have heard good things, and it is the highest rated Jake Lee match of this tournament at 6.21 by the Cage Match users, who are a finicky lot. What did you think of this?
Yeah, it's funny because I thought I knew how this match was going to go, as in I expected Jake to pretend to wrestle Oleg in the beginning and then pull out the tricks the longer the match went on. But instead, we got a match that you might have appreciated as well, because with the exception of like Jake throwing Oleg into the guardrail for a bit, this match was straight up wrestling.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much all inside the ring. There was next to no bullshit from Jake. It was just wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he got this match got such a high rating. Is because Jake just wrestled, and it shows that the tricks are a choice, right?
Yeah.
You can wrestle. I imagine it's because it's Oleg.
Yeah.
And if Oleg is going to win, then it looks better than that Oleg wins in a straight up wrestling match.
Yeah.
Than it does Jake being a coward and using tricks and Oleg locking into the win, if that makes sense. Because if Jake is using tricks and sneaky stuff, then it's kind of her. But then how did you lose to Oleg? Because Oleg, I love him, but he's not known to be the smartest wrestler. His
inexperience gets the better of him, is what we're saying.
Well, that too, but he is not... I'm not saying he's dumb. Please don't get me wrong. But his character is very straightforward and very focused on the wrestling. He doesn't really think. He feels and does something.
Yes.
And he's very earnest. He's a good boy. So those are the guys that would normally get tricked by the heel.
Yeah.
So this is one way of dealing with how different Jake and Oleg are as wrestlers. Just make Jake go along with whatever Oleg normally does and ignore the fact that this is not who Jake has been this G1. So I think this was for Oleg's sake. And I think Jake worked very hard. So, yeah.
You go. Rie Owa defeats Sanada in 11 minutes and 48 seconds via headlock. Yeah. This was really interesting. I really enjoyed this. I don't think other people enjoyed it as much as I did, because it wasn't the way the match was set up. Sanada couldn't flow the way he has been doing, because it's 10 minutes and a 10-minute match, and he just couldn't do the things he's been doing in his other matches because he didn't have time to develop them, and that's fine. You got to have short matches sometimes, you just have. But I like the story they were trying to tell, and I were just overpowering Sanada with a headlock was fantastic. And the counter wrestling in it was great, and the way they got to things was really good and really interesting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think this is kind of like whether this. I know we discussed this earlier. This tournament, you weren't keen on the scientific approach from Owa because he's a power wrestler at heart, but I think it's been a nice string to his bow that they've added with this tournament, and that seems to be his story. But I agree where you're coming from with the fact that he's really a power wrestler, but I like the extra bit of science and the technique. So that's just me though, but I understand where you're coming from too. But what did you think of this one?
I liked this match. I think it wasn't what I wanted, but it was still good.
Yeah.
And Sanada is still really trying very hard. Like, this wasn't the match maybe people were expecting, but then what I said last time, Oiwa isn't that kind of person. Oiwa is very Sanada before he turned into a heel. Before he got a personality. So if Sanada wrestles Oiwa that way, then you show up Oiwa. And instead it became Oiwa's match. Oiwa was in control. Oiwa did this. Oiwa did that. And it made sure that the crowd got behind Oiwa.
Yeah.
Instead of both of them looking good. And if both of them look good, then the crowd tends to gravitate towards the guy with the stronger personality and the guy they have a history with. And you don't want this match to turn into people cheering for Sanada, because that defeats the purpose of hyping up the young guys, right? So I thought it was very smart what they did. And I did have a giggle about Drilla on commentary going, why didn't I get this Sanada instead of the guy who bludgeoned me over the head with a guitar, which was very funny.
Yes, we should mention Drill Maloney was on commentary, and he was very good, as he usually is. I think he's probably the best of all the commentators. I think best of the wrestlers who come and do guest commentary. He's the only one who says the most interesting things, and puts people over, which is his job.
Hasn't said anything homophobic yet, which is good.
No, he hasn't said anything homophobic, sexist, racist. Generally been an inclusive, well-mannered young man. There you go. What more could we ask? No fat shaming from him. But yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
No. I thought it was good. Crowd got behind Oiwa, which was the point, and I liked it.
I'm not sure you're going to give the same opinion of this next match, to be honest with you. It was long. Koneski Takeshita and Great-O-Khan went 14 minutes and 36 seconds. I would argue it was about 3 minutes too long, to be honest, because there was an awful lot of repetition. There's nothing wrong with that. It hammered home the point. But it wasn't... O'Khan there... They didn't show up, really. We're discussing Arn Anderson with a hangover. This was Arn Anderson if he had a hangover and the flu at the same time. We just tried to drink the flu away and it didn't work. It was about that level. It wasn't bad for them on this tour, but it wasn't like the standard that we know that they can do if their mind's in the right place. And I'm sure their mind's in the right place, which is a bit of a concern considering they are the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and the Never Openweight Champion as well. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't think this was really a match.
No.
But I don't think that was the point either. I don't think they wanted to have a match. I think the point was that it didn't feel like a match, if that makes sense. Like, the intent was, from the moment that Great-O-Khan drags Takeshita out, you realize, oh, we're not having the standard wrestling match. This
No.
is something else.
Yeah.
Like Takeshita is dragged out by the Great Khan, and you're like, he's almost dead. Like, how are we supposed to have a match? He can't stand. And then he's unconscious in the ring, and for some reason, Marty Asami decides to rung the bell. Because he's like, well, this is a short match. I guess we'll have more time for the main event. I don't know what the reasoning there was. Marty Asami choices.
I've got a story to say about Marty Asami later. I carry on.
Okay. But I do think this match did what they wanted.
Yeah.
Because the crowd was so behind Takeshi the entire time.
Yeah.
He suffered and suffered and suffered, and he kicked out just in time, and he, like, the entire match was basically Takeshita is 1 second away from losing because he is dead, and him surprising the crowd by, toughening it out and kicking out anyway. And he didn't let the Great Khan outsmart him either. Like, the standard, the ref is turned away, I'm gonna hit you in the nuts spot, he caught him. And I think this kind of match does a lot for Takeshita. Because Takeshita's problem has been that he's usually facing people that we are more invested in and like more and have more of a history with. But the Great Khan is not that person. We have more of a history with them, sure.
Yes.
But we're not invested in them, and we don't like them.
History of failure.
Yeah, so... And then if you have the Great Khan play the ultimate heel, right? Like, I attacked Takeshita before the match even started. I dragged him through the hallway, and I dragged him out here. And then for some reason, the referee agreed to ring the bell, and I was like 3 seconds away from winning the match before it even got started. It's great for a babyface. Like, it's very smart. And I think it worked here.
Yes.
Even though it wasn't necessarily a match. It was a beatdown for 80% of it.
Yeah.
10% was Takeshita firing up.
Yeah.
And fighting back. And then the last 10% was the Great Khan overcoming that and looking like they were cheating to win and Takeshita foiling it.
Yeah. That seems a reasonable assessment. I would agree. Yeah. It wasn't atrocious, but it wasn't what it could have been. And you're right, it's a different kind of match that isn't really a G1 match. It's how to get a babyface over in 1978, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of an old school Terry Funk match, really.
Well, I think they just had a goal.
Yeah.
And maybe they weren't given a lot of time.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, if we want to tell the story of a babyface having to overcome adversity, how about we skip the part where the heel beats down on the babyface and just start halfway through by dragging an unconscious Takeshita out to the ring?
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah, very much so. Yes. Are you aware of the AEW official Rich Knox?
No, what is AEW?
I believe it's some kind of wrestling promotion from the United States of America.
So the America United Wrestling.
Yes, them. Apparently, the commentators on Sunday night's pay-per-view said that the wrestler should, the referee should call, I can't remember which match it was, but he was basically saying they should call the match because it's blood loss or risk of injury was basically the storyline of the match. And then Rich Knox didn't. And there was a series of tweets by several people about complaining about the inadequacies of Rich Knox. And I replied, look, if we're looking at incompetent officiating here, there's only one man in the conversation, and that is Marty Asami. I will not have this disrespect on my timeline. Because I jumped in there and pointed out, actually, Rich Knox is not that bad. Marty Asami is much worse. Because I'm not having my boy taken down like that. It's just not right.
James is the biggest Marty Asami fan I know. It's really cute. When he can talk about Marty Asami, he will. He probably has t-shirts with his face on it.
I don't know. I haven't gone that far. It might have Mighty Sammy coffee mug one day. That would be good. To be fair, he's shown more competence lately, and they started putting him in main events. So, you know,
he let Takeshita be dragged out, and then when he saw him lying on the mat, not moving, he said, "Yeah, sure, ring the bell."
Oh, he's terrible.
It was like he's not dead yet. We could have a wrestling match. Like,
And then
he's still
promptly got knocked out at one point in the match, got knocked out, was helped up by Takeshita, and 4 seconds later turned around to see Takeshita unconscious on the mat and didn't question it.
He's like, "Oh, Takeshita is sleepy today."
Yeah, he is.
He keeps
Look at
lying
that.
down.
Has he had his nap time, Coco? Apparently so. Yeah. So there was that. A classic Asami performance of uselessness. Shall we move on to the semi-main event?
Yes. To the match.
Yes, possibly. I mean, I think possibly from your point of view, the main event. Shingo Takagi finally laid to rest as a husband of a wife.
Laid to rest? He's not dead.
Later, I was going to say, all right then, let me rephrase that. Shingo Takagi, the husband of a wife, used his new husbandly ways to defeat Hiroki Goto. That sounds wrong, too. Takagi beat Goto in 16 minutes and 40 seconds, and Goto said he wanted to feel his husbandly power before this match. Now he's got something to fight for.
Goto's like, I need to be sure you can have... Never mind. I was going to say something dirty, but I haven't sworn yet, so...
Natsupoi is lovely. You can't say dirty things about her. She's an angel.
No, I wasn't going to. I was going to... No, I can't say it.
Anyway, yeah, because that would imply things about Natsupoi, and that's not fair.
I was going to imply that Goto is going to check that Shingo can perform.
Okay.
What Natsupoi deserves.
Yes.
That's what the joke was going to be.
Test his endurance, if you will. Yeah, well, 16 minutes and 40 seconds.
Not the endurance, more the quality.
Oh, we best dig ourselves out of this hole. What did you think of the wrestling match between two wrestlers who had a wrestling match? The grapples, if you will.
You want me to talk about the quality of this wrestling match?
Yes.
I can.
Apparently, you'd rather talk about something else. Have we been daydreaming today? Sorry, carry on.
No. Though they are both very handsome. Anyway, the dads worked hard today.
Yes, they did.
And I think, like, for me, I say this is my main event. But that's just me being pedantic, right? Because I do think it says a lot that this wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
Like, I get that Tsuji is the champion, but Goto, former champion, versus Shingo, former champion. Like, two of the most senior guys in the company, two of the most popular guys in the company, is absolutely a main event level match. And if they'd wanted to play it safe, they could have gone with this as the main event, and I don't think anyone would have complained.
No.
Not so much because of Tsuji, but I think Yuto Ice is still very new, recently returned, so you could very clearly say, well, of course, Goto and Shingo get the main event over a guy who hasn't been back in the company for 6 months. So that could have been a choice, but New Japan is still firmly on the new generation route, so this is not the main event. So I wanted to praise them for this. That's a good thing.
The kids are indeed all right.
Yeah. And this match was just tension and excitement and bodies hitting each other, and the crowd was so into this.
Oh, yeah.
And in a pretty equal manner. This is close to, according to Drilla, this is close to Dragon Gate territory, so there was a lot of support for Shingo.
Yeah.
But of course, the moment a Shingo or a Sakagi chant broke out, the Goto supporters showed up as well. So it was very equal, very fun. This is one of those matches where they're not trying to murder each other.
No.
So that's not the tension that's not the tension. It's they both want to win so desperately kind of tension. And I do like that kind of tension too. Like, it doesn't always have to be I want to kill you,
No.
or you murdered my father, or you still haven't given me my dog back. That's it doesn't always have to be that. This is just two senior guys in the company with very similar positions going, I am going to beat you because I need to show that I am the superior one in this. And then sadly Shingo won. Yeah. And Goto's lip was bleeding again, and I got flashbacks because Goto's lip is the most. He always injures us that, and there was a point a couple of years ago where he was on a spell of like 2 months, and he busted his lip 3 times because of Juice Robinson. Fuck you, Juice! And I had flashbacks.
Where do you stand on the Bang Bang Gang versus the Dogs in AEW? Have you heard about that feud that's currently going on?
What is the Bang? Are we referring to sex again? Is
no?
This...
Well, it's Jay White, so probably Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Gun Brothers versus the War Dogs, as was
who are the Gun
Dogs.
Brothers?
You know Billy Gunn?
Yes.
His sons.
The ass dude.
The ass dude. The dude. Yes.
Okay.
Arguably the ass sons. Yeah, that's the current feud in AEW over the AEW 6-person tag team championships, I believe.
I like Jay White.
No, they're heading towards that. Sorry, carry on.
I like Jay White.
You like Jay White? I like Juice Robinson. Because what he did to Goto.
I don't like Juice. No, I Juice is fine. It's just that he wasn't my thing when he was in New Japan, and then he always had the dreads, which was an issue. And then he left, and I've not watched anything he was in since. So,
to be fair, he didn't have the dreads for that long. I think it was the first 2 years, then he went short back inside to be serious to take on John Moxley and lost.
it was long enough that people would have told him to drop the dreads, and he didn't. So that kind of rankled. Like, this is a person who's definitely online. He would have seen the people go, a white dude with dreads is not a look.
It's not. No, it's not.
And
Absolutely
he kept
not.
them anyway. So, yeah.
Noticeably, when he cut the dreads, he married Toni Storm. There you go, lads.
Yeah, maybe there's a bit of jealousy there as well. Like, it.
Of Juice or Toni Storm?
What do you think? Of Juice, of course. I'm jealous that he got to marry.
Yes, I know. I was joking. But yes, and they're a lovely couple, from what we know. Anyway, but yes, there you go. If you cut your dreads off, boys, you'll like to marry Toni Storm. Anything else you'd like to say about this match?
No, let's get to the main event, which was a thing.
It was a thing. It was definitely a thing. I have thoughts and feelings about this match. It was very good. 9.2 from the Cage Match users. And it told a great story. Yota Tsuji defeats Yuto Ice by knockout in 26 minutes and 8 seconds, like proper count out in the ring knockout. It furthers the story of Yuto Ice having a weak chin, which is hilarious. I like that a lot. Like, the biggest, toughest, hardest hitter in the company. But if you hit him right and enough times, you'll knock him out. That's an intriguing thought process.
That's the knockout in the Knockout Brothers.
Yeah, because Bolton's knocked him out, and now Tsuji's knocked him out. Weak chin, and everyone's got to have a weakness. He can't be a bulldozing guy all the time. He's got to have a chink in the armor. And weak chin is a really cool one for a guy who's such a tough guy. I like that. This was strike heavy, as you imagined. I can't remember any wrestling moves in this match at all. I think Yuto did one leg trip, and I think Tsuji got a couple of spears in, but that not really exactly. Again, they're kind of strikes, aren't they? They're not really like It's not a classic wrestling hold. Wrist locks were short in supply. What did you think of this one?
Well, before I watched this, I read a tweet by someone saying that if you don't like this, you're not a wrestling fan and you might as well stop watching. So I was very curious how this match would make me feel. Because a lot of the times when people say that, I go, okay, but I didn't like it all that much. I am torn on this match. Because I think it is it was very exciting. And it told a good story. I think it was very smart. I'm not entirely sure this is New Japan main event style. But I at the same time, I do like that we're changing that. Like, this is the new and improved New Japan. So, like, we'd assumed that it would be a bit awkward because Yuto's thing has been brawling in the crowd. And we're like, well, you can't brawl in the crowd in a main event. And Yuto Ice saw that and said, bet. So they did nothing but brawl in the crowd. So it was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
It was a very simple story. So Yuto just sits there and lets Tsuji destroy him physically because he wants to show how tough he is.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting choice for a wrestler who's supposed to win matches. Like, yeah, destroy me, please. But I guess. I do think it's very smart what they did. And it made me wonder who makes these decisions for Yuto Ice. Like, is it him who chooses this, or is someone...
They do have producers, so I think, it's kind of like, it's a team effort, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, like, is someone orchestrating this? Is someone going, like, you should do this in your match, and let's have an ending like this? Or is it just Yuto Ice talking to the boys? I'm curious, because this feels like it's premeditated. Like, there is so much logic to what they're doing with Yuto Ice.
Yeah.
Because he's protected in this match again.
Yeah.
And not just by the finish, because he didn't get pinned again.
No.
About the entire match, because what is Yuto Ice's weakness? The wrestling part.
Yeah.
And what do they do the entire match? It's the first 10 minutes. It's just Yuto Ice letting Yota Tsuji hit him. So he looks incredibly tough, but he didn't have to wrestle at all.
Nope.
No wrestling moves whatsoever the entire match.
And they absolutely shouldn't let him.
Right.
He should be shot down the moment he tries to apply a leg lock. Someone should say, just stop. Don't bother. Do what you do best. That's what you're supposed to do.
It avoided all his weaknesses, and it made him look super impressive, and he didn't get pinned. Again.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten pinned yet. He's lost 3 times. 2 were knockouts, 1 was a referee stoppage.
Yeah. Weak chin, and it sets up his chink in the armor. And as well, it's done everything.
Yes, but it also protects him.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it didn't.
He hasn't realistically lost yet, which is wild for a tag team specialist in his first G1. Like, I don't know how to describe how wild this is. When normally your first G1, you lose everything except maybe 1 match or 2 matches if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And it's a fluke, or the first match you have just to make you look impressive. But Yuto Ice can't even wrestle all that well. Like, sorry for the sacrilege there, but...
No, he can't.
And yet he's being pushed to this degree. He's facing Yota Tsuji, the champion, and the only reason that Yota Tsuji beat him yesterday, was because he got up 1 second before Yuto Ice did.
Yeah. And noticeably, earlier in the match, he stopped the referee's count when Yuto Ice was about to get counted out because he wanted to finish it in the ring, which he did, not in the traditional New Japan manner.
So it's like Yuto Ice is warping the entire company to his favor. Like, main event style matches out of the window, we're doing other shit. He's getting countouts. He's getting knockouts, and it doesn't make him look weak.
No,
Getting knocked out constantly.
no, it
It
doesn't.
makes him look tough.
Yeah,
So he loses a match, but looks tougher for it, which is
yeah,
very smart. Which is why I'm curious if someone is backstage going, "Hey, this is how we're going to do it to make you look great,"
yeah,
because it's so consistent, right? It's not
yeah,
that he had a talk with Yota Tsuji and Tsuji was like, "Yeah, we'll do it like that. You look great." No, it's that it's like this across the board. The
yeah,
entire
yeah,
G1 so far has either been him winning or him losing in a way that didn't feel like losing.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's just true. My feelings on this are from a fan point of view and looking at reactions is um there's a bit of a double standard going off because I've seen more than one person saying this. How much they love this match because it was also strike heavy and they're just going to do it with lariats and punches and it's going to be amazing. But 2 days ago complained bitterly because all Gabe does is throw punches and clotheslines and chops. I'm like, hmm? Now, I also saw somebody complaining about Gabe's character at the moment, and it's like, I know you're not a fan of Gabe, and that's fine. But equally, it's like he's an anti-wrestling character. You're really not actually supposed to enjoy him wrestling at the moment. So he's doing his job well. But also, it's like a lot of people are more happy with him being pro New Japan and anti AEW, and it's like that's really cool and everything. However, the company needs heels because it doesn't have any. And if Gabe's willing to actually be a proper heel this time, and he's doing that well, that's no bad thing because all the baby faces have to wrestle somebody. And I'm like, so that's the only niggle I have with this is like more the fan reactions to it, like in the sense of you're happy when it's Yuto Ice, which is fine because Yuto Ice is not good at anything else. As much as I can't remember him even trying to chain wrestle or do any wrestling in. I can't remember him locking up with anyone since he came back from Europe, which is fine. And it'd be absolutely stupid to make him try. Just be dumb as rocks to try and even put him in that situation. You don't. You want to protect that guy for as long as you possibly can because he's over. So therefore, you keep him over. It's fine, and it's noticeable. They've done such a good job with him, but not necessarily such a good job with Aaron Wolf, who started like kind of like got the main roster runs things at the same time, and it's like, But yeah, it's just intriguing me how people are reacting to different wrestlers doing the same thing, but it's not getting the same results with the Western fans, certainly. But then again, it's getting the results with the Japanese fans, and that really is all that matters. And like I said, there's been no shows this tour that have been less than 1,000 people in the building. And last year we were seeing empty seats everywhere. So this is really quite a jump, and they've kept momentum going. So that's good. I'm not complaining, but they're doing something right, and you just maybe I'm just being pedantic, but it just seems a bit odd. Well, that's just me.
Look, I can't really comment on Gabe's style because I haven't
Hmm.
seen a match of his in ages.
Yeah.
I think the difference is that when Gabe was doing the same thing
Hmm.
and he was a fan favorite, then it showed his grit, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that he didn't want to wrestle, it was that he was so passionate that he just
Yeah.
all on emotion. And when you're emotional, you don't go, let's have a chin lock, right? It's like, I'm gonna punch that guy in the face.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him bleed. But now that it's the opposite, and now that they know the intent is not that, it's the lack of emotion for New Japan, and then it's
Yeah.
anti-wrestling. That's when it starts to grate on people. And it also doesn't help that they dislike Gabe now. Like he's
Yeah.
proven himself untrustworthy in a kayfabe and a non-kayfabe
Yeah.
way for New
Hmm.
Japan fans. And he's lost that grace that Yuto Ice still has.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's a really good
therefore, like
point.
there's very vocal people who talk about how Yuto Ice is not a good wrestler.
No.
But the majority of New Japan fans think he's cool.
Yeah.
And I think that might be why he reminds me of Gabe so much, is that
Yeah.
as long as wrestling fans think you're cool, you are given a lot of leeway on things that other people get destroyed for.
Yeah.
Like Yota Tsuji is not a good enough wrestler, but Yuto Ice is the coolest. And yeah, like of course the Shota Umino example of Shota says something and then another guy says something similar, and that guy is cool for saying that, and Shota is whiny. Like there's double standards everywhere in wrestling based on who you like and who you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is an example. Like I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But I also get that people find it more grating from a guy whose entire thing used to be, I'm so passionate about this company that I want to kill someone with my bare hands. And now he's using that to go against the company. So
yeah. It just intrigues me how people react and the reactions you get and things. But yeah. Any other comments on this particular card? Because we've kept it under an hour.
I had a look at the singles wins.
Mm-hmm.
Oleg Bolton, new generation guy, beats the older Jake Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Oiwa, new generation guy, beats the older Sonata. Takeshita, new generation guy. Okan is technically also a new generation guy, but not a pushed new generation guy person. Gota and Shingo are both not new generation, so that equals out. And then Yota, Tsuji, and Yuto Ice is fully new generation.
Yeah.
And technically Tsuji beat Ice, but literally, realistically, both of them won.
Yeah. 26 minutes, it was nearly a draw, wasn't it? 4 minutes off a draw. So
it was one of the shows that once again shows that New Japan is definitely pushing their new guys and is willing to give them the wins and the main events and the big spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall we preview Night 9, which will occur tomorrow, as you're listening to this on night of production?
Sure.
We're in Takamatsu, Kagawa, Japan, and we're at Takamatsu City Gymnasium. Maybe we didn't do a competition this year. Maybe we should predict how many people will be in Kamigatsu tomorrow. To give you a pointer, 702 were there for the New Japan Cups. And what do you think? Or do you want us to the card first?
What night of the New Japan Cup was that? Was that like random?
I'm just going to look it up now.
Because if that's like the final or the first day or whatever, then I need to reevaluate.
That was night 6, so it was second round.
And what was the main event there?
Oleg Bolton and Hanare, a match you didn't watch.
No, and that's not a big... So it's not a big venue then?
No. So what do you think? 702 for New Japan. Do you want to listen to the matches first?
Yeah.
Okay then, so Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Bolton will take on Sanada and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah. Konesuke Takeshita, you're going to enjoy this. Konesuke Takeshita and Tariyano versus Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto.
Yes, can Tariyano take a break? This is just Takeshita versus the other two. That sounds lovely. Goto is respectful enough that they will absolutely just tag in and out and they won't gang up on him. So I think that's fine.
Great Okan, Jake Lee, and Zane J will wrestle Gedo, Shingo Takagi, and Yuto Ice of Unbound Company.
Why is it suddenly a 3-on-3 match?
I don't know. Nothing else to do.
Did we lose someone? This
Gedo, Shingo, and Yuto Ice. Yeah. Oh no, Tsuji's in the next match. Yeah.
How many matches are there? Still 9?
1, 2, 3. There's 4. No, there's only 8 because obviously this is Shota's match wouldn't be here. So
but there's always 9 because of Shota. There's always 9 matches instead of 10 because of Shota. But
there's 8 matches instead of 9 this time.
Where did the ninth match go? Like who? I'm confused. Because if it's 3 on, is there another 3-on-3 match?
No, there's tag match, 6-person match, tag match.
Because then we're missing someone. Because it's tag, 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 tag.
Yeah.
And then who are we missing?
Well, it's Block B: Driller, Oscar, Zack Sabre Jr., Ren Narita, Gabe Kidd, Callum Newman, Yui Amori, and Wolf.
I'm going to grab the schedule so I can look along with you.
So
Give me
it's
1
obviously
second.
Shota's out. So whoever should have been wrestling Shota, I will wrestle today. Jake Lee wrestled today. Ingo wrestled today. Yuto Ice wrestled today. Roki Goto wrestled today. Takeshita wrestled today. Oleg Bolton. There you go. He's not wrestling.
I get that, but that's Oleg is wrestling. He's wrestling.
He's wrestling, yeah, but he's not wrestling in the. He's not wrestling in the tournament. He's wrestling a tag match. So yeah. So from the other block,
Oleg isn't in B block. Is he?
Oh no, he wrestled. Yeah. So it's whoever. Who is it then? Who's missing from B block?
Let me have a look.
Oh, well, as well.
Takeshita. Oh, what?
We haven't done this for ages.
No.
Researching stuff whilst we're on air.
Well, no one's missing from B block because they are wrestling. So someone is missing from A block, I think. Because the person who's missing from B block is the person who was supposed to wrestle Shota. So that's a singles match.
So
but that still only gets us to 9 matches, and we're supposed to have 10.
Yeah.
So who in A block isn't wrestling?
Sonada's not on this. Oh no, he is. He's in the first.
He's in the first match.
I'll read the names out. You check the.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now all 10.
Yeah.
All 10 people in that block are on the card. They just didn't split them into matches. So that means Taisei Nakahara isn't on this card.
No, he's not.
So he's one of the people who would have been normally in a match.
Yeah.
And then who else?
Driller, Oscar, Zach, Ren. Driller, Oscar. He's on one of those. Zach, Ren. Hinare. There you go. He's not on the card. He should have been wrestling Shota on this card.
Okay, yes, but we still don't have the A block. Not the A block. The people who aren't in the tag match. We're still missing people. So Taisei Nakahara and who else? News. Where's today's results? Today's results.
Matsumoto. Yasuda. No, he's on the card.
No, Yasuda is on there. Toriano is on there.
Gedo. It's Gedo on that card.
Is Gedo not on that card?
No, Gedo's on that card.
Okay. I'm very confused who we're missing. Because we're missing at least another person, because Taisei Nakahara has to tag with someone.
Taiki Nagai's not on this card.
Yes, he is. I think he is.
No, he's not. Oh, no, he's tagging with Yota Tsuji. Yeah, okay. I can't figure it out.
Oscar? No, he's wrestling.
Oscar's...
No, he's wrestling. He has a singles match.
Wrestling. Yeah, he's got Dylan Maloney.
I am so confused because there has to be someone missing for it to be 3-on-3 and to miss Taisei Nakahara. So who then?
I don't know. Should we get to the block matches?
Yeah, I'm going to be thinking about this for the rest of the evening.
Okay.
But,
so on Saturday you can say who was missing, and we'll hold everyone in suspense till Saturday.
Maybe. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Hey, I know. I think.
Who?
Wait, let me check to make sure. Wait. Dick Togo.
There you go. Yes, he's definitely not on this card. In fact, yes, it's just Sanada and Yoshinori Kanemaru are the two solitary House of Torture representatives.
Yeah, and because you can't put Dick Togo with, say, Jake Lee.
No.
It had to be a 3-man.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
We got there.
Yes, there you go. Block matches. Drill Maloney versus Oscar. Your thoughts?
High jokes, yay. I hope they lean into it. I think they're gonna try something because Oscar is one of those new guys, very hungry, and Drilla is also still pretty hungry, as in it's a new position for him.
Yes.
And yeah.
Walker Stewart was stressing heavily, can Driller Galoni get Oscar up for the Driller Killer?
He can't.
I prefer he didn't.
He can't, and I hope he doesn't.
No, because that sounds ridiculously dangerous, if you ask me.
I think they're going to do the spot where he tries, and they get halfway, and then Oscar wriggles out of it.
Yeah, because that looks like some vertebrae going boing, and I'm not going to be a fan. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ren Narita.
I hope we get one of those matches that they had in the New Japan Cup. Was it the New Japan Cup? Or was it the G1 last year? Well, they recently had a very good match, and I hope we get one of those again.
Match you won't be watching. Gabe Kidd versus Callum Newman.
Yeah, no, sorry, Callum. Even if I liked Gabe Kidd more, this feels like one of those matches where they're going to be talking a lot to each other.
There's going to be a lot of swearing.
And I'm just going to be standing there. You're both embarrassing. Please go and wrestle or go to bed or something. No.
Callum was mentioned on AEW television this week.
Oh, no.
By the person we don't talk of.
What do we decide his name was? I've decided for myself what his name is. I like Whiny Ostrich.
Whiny Ostrich. I think we'll go with Whiny Ostrich. Funnily enough, the most unlikable person in professional wrestling bombed on a promo after having a match on a pay-per-view at the weekend where he refused to do his finish maneuver because he looked... I don't know what's going on with that match. Kenny Omega had a much better promo and the fans started chanting for Kenny, so Kenny had to be quiet to let Mr. Ostrich have sort himself out. And one of the things he did mention was Callum and how he's coming back to support him. I don't think Callum's that bothered, to be honest.
I do think trying to turn Kenny Omega heel is a choice. I'm not sure I'm...
We are both long documented not fans of Mr. Ostrich. However, it's difficult to see how you could go into the biggest pay-per-view of the year with the most visible British wrestler on earth headlining against one of your most experienced wrestlers and just get it so wrong, to be honest. It's just... I haven't watched it, but I've watched the bits and pieces that I've watched. I'm gone, this is surely the easiest thing in the world, right?
I think it's easy if you either have Ostrich against an actual heel that is disliked by people, which Kenny Omega is not.
No.
Or you go into it with these are two stars having a match. And they've decided to turn one of them heel. And the more likable one. They've turned the more likable one heel. So
if only they had a massively over heel who was dastardly, disgusting, and despicable, who everyone suggests is possibly one of the greatest heels of the century working for them, and he still had the belt and wrestled Mr. Ostrich at Wembley. That might have done...
Who's that?
MJF.
Yeah,
no one likes him.
MJF exists.
Yeah, I know you do, but you know what I mean. He is exceptionally talented in making people dislike him. So I'm just like, Anywho, is that
the thing with MJF is that he's still charismatic, and Ostrich's issue is that he's got the physical skill, maybe.
Yeah,
he's just not got the brain for it or the mouth for it.
No,
and MJF has everything that Ostrich doesn't. So, still an awkward feud.
There isn't anyone he really matches up with AEW well from that point of view. Swerve, maybe. But Swerve's massively popular despite being despicable.
Yeah, I think Kenny does work. But you need him to be just another cool star. who
Yeah.
goes, "Aren't we cool together? We're going to have a cool wrestling match," and then they have a great match. I
Like it
think the
was last week,
problem,
for instance.
yeah, I think the problem is that they want Ostrich. I like saying Ostrich. They want Ostrich to be the crowd favorite because of where they are,
Yeah.
so that he gets all the cheers. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Because you divide the crowd. Instead of, you could have had, "This is so awesome, these guys are both really cool." Instead, you're asking people to choose. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to choose Kenny Omega regardless what he does in kayfabe.
Yeah.
He could
True.
shoot a referee in the face, and yeah, but he looked cool doing it because he's Kenny Omega, and he
Yeah.
almost died for our sins, so we'll forgive him this one. Like, it's Kenny Omega. It's
Yeah.
the reason why that place exists.
Yeah.
It's
Second coming
hard
of
to
our
turn
Lord.
him heel against, especially against an unlikable face. Like,
He is. He's horrible. I don't get how like American fans have taken to him so well. He's just such a good guy, Labrador energy, and like, no, he's horrible and most like unlikable. What's the word I'm looking for? Insincere person. Not that he's
even
insincere, but his
even
character's completely insincere and
even in
dorky.
kayfabe though, even in kayfabe, his promos make him sound like a dick.
Yeah. Anyway, we've talked enough about that company over there that we don't talk about if we can possibly help it. But
Well, probably the AEW fans aren't here anymore, and they probably decided that we're done halfway through if they listened. And if you're both, I'm sorry.
yeah, apologies if you like him as well, but we don't. And we're not going to apologize for that because we've apologized for it long enough, and people start coming around to our way of thinking again. Anyway,
I've never apologized for this.
no, that's what I mean. We've apologized for it enough. Still a dick. Anyway, should we talk about the main event?
Yes, interesting
You-
main event.
Yuya Uemura and Aaron Wolf. Picture perfect arm drags and elbow drops. 25 minutes.
You're just gonna be so pretty with his little arm drags.
Oh, yes. Picture perfect execution.
I have the feeling that we're gonna get at least a couple of countered arm drags, like as in both of them do arm drags on each other.
Judo
Or
throws and things.
Judo throw and then an arm drag. Judo throw and then an arm drag. I want
or arm
to
drag
see
and
that.
judo throw.
I mean, yes.
You don't like thinking about the idea of you losing, do you? Or being attacked in any way?
I mean, that wasn't the intent. That wasn't why I said it. I was just like, I was going into it saying arm drags, and then I realized, well, Aaron Wolf doesn't really do arm drags, even though it has a similar swing to it. It's not an arm drag.
No.
So then I changed the second one because that was the one I was changing. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about losing or winning.
It's just the cadence of it made it sound like, oh, you're just going to get hurt and I'm not going to like it. But it is wrestling and that's the way things go.
Oh, I'm excited about seeing Yuya and Aaron. Aaron is so weird calling him Aaron. Wolf. Yuya and Wolf. Playing each other about.
Yeah, there you go. That about covers it. We'll be back on Saturday where we'll be covering Friday. That'll be night 9 and Saturday night 10's shows. Have a lovely evening and have a lovely Friday and Saturday daytime. I think I've covered all the bases there. Where can we find you on the internet, Christy?
Before I say that, I just want to say we finished within an hour.
We did.
Roughly.
And then we talked bollocks for quite some time.
About AEW.
Yeah, we're not counting that. That didn't count because it was not about New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll talk about Gaelic football and that can be in. That's fine. Because it's an aside. Whereas AEW was an aberration. We're sorry. Carry on.
You can find me at Smark Infested. You can yell at me about Ostrich if you want to. And please do. Because if you do, I can block you and never have to see your tweets again.
There you go. You see, that's the way it goes. Over on Blue Sky, it's interesting how you get responses there because like If I make ostrich jokes on Twitter, I lose followers, and if I do it on Blue Sky, I gain them. There you go. You can find me at Sheriff Lone Star, indeed, on Blue Sky and on Twitter and on Mastodon as well. You can also find Sheriff Lone Star TX, where you can find out about my new guitar and the stories I've been telling over there. And we'll be back on Friday. You can find the show Troopany Show on Twitter, on Blue Sky, and on Instagram. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.